Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to reading for October 24th, the week of October 24th. We're going to take a look at your just general energies in this first row right here. In your next row, we're going to look and see if there's anything unexpected coming in for you here. And I always say we're going to see if there is anything unexpected because sometimes I don't think there is anything unexpected coming in for you. I don't know about you, but my life isn't that exciting, so yours might also not usually have anything unexpected coming in. But, just in case, I like to check. In this next row, we're going to look and see what is coming towards you, if anything, not just love, by the way. This could be money, could be anything that's coming in for you at this time, so that's going to be that. In your last row, we're going to look at any messages from your future self. And we're also going to pull 5 main themes at the end of the reading as well. I'm using the Wheel of the Year Tarot. I always forget to tell people what deck this is, but I love it. It's awesome. It's the Wheel of the Year Tarot. This right here is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And you have this card that says appreciation on it and endurance on it as well. For some of you, I do feel that, really... I feel like you've walked away from a person, which it seems to be like your story for the past 2 weeks, at least. It's like you've walked away from a person, they watched you walk away, and I feel like you're like, so long, sucker. Like, those are literally the words that are popping into my head, and now I feel like they're looking for you right here. I'm not suggesting you go back to anyone, by the way. If anything, as I always tell people, I'm a big fan of not going back to exes. I'm like literally the only reader that doesn't read about it, and I'm not criticizing the people that do either, but I'm just saying, for the most part, I feel like we should walk away. I feel like someone appreciated that you stuck around for like too long. And I feel like if this part of the story is for you, I feel like you stuck around for too long. So there you go. It's really not worth mentioning because I feel like you're looking for new love if you want love in your life, period. And I feel like someone's showing up very quickly as well. Outside of love, I feel that your Capricorn endurance is being rewarded here. Sorry to keep flipping back and forth here, but there's a cornucopia right here. Cornucopias represent abundance. So I feel you're receiving a lot of abundance for just enduring something, sticking with something in work or business. I really feel you tended to something. Those are the words that are popping into my head. It's like you really care about what you work on in work, business, career, even if you're retired. You could be working on personal projects or something like that. And we see here 8 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. I feel like you didn't give up on whatever it is that you've been working on. The 8 of Cups is like walking away from things that no longer serve you. But you have the 3 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. I feel for some of you, maybe you've been kind of it's like you're trying to get something to work here. You even have the 8 of Pentacles here to the 9 of Swords. I kind of feel this is, again, in work or business. Maybe you've thought about kind of walking away from something recently, or kind of, I'm not saying you're giving up on something, but I just think you want more results. Let's put it that way. And again, I feel this is kind of what you're being rewarded for, is sticking with something. I do feel with this 3 of Wands that the universe is asking you to stretch yourself in all areas of your life. It's like sometimes I think we ask the universe for more money, but maybe the universe is like, well, no, yes, you can have more money, but that's going to come with more responsibility. And so it's like if you don't grow to fill the energy of someone who has more money, you're not going to get it. So, what I would say here is there might be certain things that you have to work on. I kind of feel like you are working on these things. Even, I kind of consider the first row to be the past position, like what you have been working on up into this point already. So I kind of feel like you've been working on expanding into things, but maybe there are just certain things, that would help you kind of like speed it up a little bit more. Like maybe you watch too much TV or something like that. And again, trust me, I'm not criticizing you here, but maybe, right? Maybe you need to be more responsible in some part of your life. It's almost like you're bringing something to the next level. It's like I feel like they're growing these giant-ass beans. I feel like he's about to be Jack in the Beanstalk. He's about to climb up and to be among giants. And, damn, that sent shivers down my spine. I feel like that's what this is, Capricorn, is that, you want to be among giants. I feel like you are kind of expanding or wanting to expand in your life. And I feel like it's about to happen because of the work that you're doing. So can we can we look at this here? With the Eight of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. I mean, I think there was sadness in this situation in the past if you walked away from a person. I feel like this person is going to have regrets in the future, and I feel like that's what I've been saying for like 3 weeks now, 2-3 weeks, something like that. But again, it's almost not worth mentioning because I feel like you're like pretty much at the point of fully being moved on. Let's put it that way, right? With the Three of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Oh, what do you know, Capricorn? I mean, do I really need to say it? I probably don't. But I feel like if I was a rock singer at a rock concert, I could just put my mic out like this, and you would probably fill in the blank. Do you get what I'm saying here? Teamwork makes the dream work. So anything you can do to work on a team with other people would be very beneficial. I don't even think, like I always say, you don't even necessarily have to work with people. You could be joining like a mastermind group. You could be starting a mastermind group yourself. I think we can have teams of people that are dead, right? It's like I still watch Zig Ziglar videos, right? He gets me motivated. I love watching him. So he's part of my team, but he's passed on, right? So I feel there's like a lot of stuff that you can do to like get motivated, to come up with ideas, to grow your business. Although I do feel working with physical people would also be very beneficial. With the Two of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. Like I said, there is an element of disappointment in not getting results like fast enough or something along those lines. It's kind of funny because I don't think you're necessarily ever going to give up on whatever you're working on. But, it's like, I don't know, as I always say, I have a ton of planets in Capricorn myself, and I definitely have moments where I'm like, stinking thinking, as to quote Zig Ziglar, right? I have moments where I kind of think negatively about something, and but I still don't give up on it. And I feel like some of you are maybe in that zone, especially if you've been like trying to get a project to work, if you've been trying to get something off the ground that could put you among giants, right? That could lift you up in big ways. In the area of the unexpected, you have this Harlequin card. It says true feelings are masked. And you have this Moon card. It says you will be guided through darkness. Again, if you're dealing with a past person, clearly I feel like their true feelings are masked. The thing is, again, I don't feel like it's unexpected. I feel like So it's like not really surprising. That Moon card, I feel like, is saying you're being guided towards something new. So I feel like you're just being guided through darkness. And again, I feel like you're being encouraged among your dream. This Moon looks very similar to this Moon right here, which is in your next row, but we're going to look at that in a minute. But you can see here that it's like that crescent moon she's sitting in, and then this moon here, it looks, well, actually wrong way. I'm dumb, but there you go. Looks very similar. So I feel that you need to trust your intuition at this time as well. You have the Page of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Justice card and the King of Swords coming up here. I feel that there could be some law and order coming in for you, and that could be unexpected as well. I don't really feel it's like totally unexpected, but I do feel that there's just some karma coming in for you, and it's because of what you went through with a past person for some of you. For others, I feel like the karma you're receiving is because you didn't give up. And again, we're talking about positive karma here. We're not talking about like receiving some sort of punishment or something like that. I feel like you're receiving a reward here. Again, King of Swords is my card of law and order. Justice is justice, law and order. Basically the same thing, but they can both represent karma. And so I feel like for some of you, or really for all of you, that you're receiving some karma in your life. I do feel like there are some, again, I do feel there could be like jealous people. He kind of looks jealous on this King of Swords. I don't know. This is probably my least favorite King of Swords card right here. But for the most part, I feel like you should just ignore it. I think that, during Mars retrograde, this isn't even, the reason I'm saying think is because this isn't something intuitive, just Mars retrograde. I always tell people ignore gossip, ignore jealous people, ignore haters and all that other stuff because, it's always, during Mars retrograde, feeding into those things is always a bad idea. So I would just ignore it if you have any haters or people who are jealous of you or whatever. You have the Queen of Cups here. I kind of feel like you're focusing on self-care. I feel like you're focusing on yourself. Wouldn't surprise me if a lot of you are like focused on getting healthy, working out, changing your diet. If you're like doing any of those things, that wouldn't really surprise me because I feel more this is talking about yourself. I also do feel that it's talking about doing that is going to lead to love right here. I kind of feel if love does come in, it would be a little bit unexpected, which I'm pretty sure I've been saying to you for like 2 years now. And, you have the Four Cups of the Two Wands to the Queen of Cups here to the Page of Cups in this diagonal. And I kind of get this feeling that there's like, going to be a person that comes in like a little bit unexpectedly. Again, I don't think it's like some mind-blowing, shocking, jaw-dropping surprise clickbait, right? I feel like it's just not expecting it. They show up and then boom, it happens, right? Plain and simple. You have the Page of Wands. There's some sort of adventure or journey that you have to go on with this Page of Wands. So I feel for a lot of you that the universe is like kind of encouraging you to expand. I really feel that a major thing in your reading here is that Three of Wands. I feel like that Three of Wands is really encouraging you to kind of start stepping outside your comfort zone or doing things that make you uncomfortable. We're talking about in a good way here, like things that will make you grow, learning, more complex ideas in business, if this is business, or, learning more complex ideas about health or whatever it is that you're doing. With the Page of Wands, again, this person that's looking back at you, dead, done, over with, I feel like you're moving on to someone new, plain and simple. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Judgment card. Again, this person probably wants to come back, but I feel like you're over it. For some of you, I feel like you blocked this person. For others, I feel like you're discovering your true purpose. Again, these people are being lifted up out of coffins. I really, again, I don't want this to sound overly dramatic, but I really feel like you're going to be, standing among giants in the future, or at least you have that opportunity. Again, I think we all have those opportunities, but few people actually do it. So for those of you that are like growing a business, that are growing a side hustle, that are wanting to be on YouTube or whatever it is that you want to do, I feel like you are ascending, which we kind of said at the beginning of the reading. And, I feel like your higher self is, this right here represents your higher self angel. I feel like your higher self is delivering messages through like dreams, daydreams. We're in a very spiritual time because of Neptune and Pisces. So you could be getting messages from dreams, daydreams. Could also be other things as well, like sudden moments of inspiration. Like if you're at a bookstore and you see a book and you're like, oh, that looks interesting, you should probably get it, right? I would be trusting those kind of more like random moments where out of the blue you're kind of like, oh, that captured my attention. So if things like randomly capture your attention, I would look into it, especially with that Judgment energy for sure. Again, I do feel like someone is getting their karma here, but really I don't think if it's a person you're going to see it. I feel you're getting karmic rewards. That's all that matters. With the Justice card and the King of Swords, you have the Hangman. So again, I feel also that partially, I kind of feel like some of the rewards could be information. His head is glowing. He's put himself in Hangman mode so he can gain enlightenment on the Hangman. And it's so that he can, start moving forward. He's sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs on the Hangman. He isn't moving forward. He's not making progress, but he did this for a reason. So I feel like you're finally going to be moving forward if you've been on pause or in Hangman mode. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this eye. It says envy, protection. So I feel like you're being protected. It's funny that I said jealous on that King of Swords, because there could be people who are jealous of you, but it looks like you're protected. You also have this unfolding surprise. Look at this envelope. So I literally feel there could be a communication or letter coming in for some of you. And it could be like an offer. So I feel for some of you, it could be like a job offer. You have the Eight of Pentacles here. And it might not be a letter, it might be an email, text message, phone call. But I feel like there could be some sort of communication. Could be a raise or promotion as well with the Eight of Pentacles. Again, it could be anything. Just take how it resonates. But it's something that is causing you to ascend, that is causing you to be lifted up here. So, that's like the gist of this reading. I would ignore jealous people at all costs. Like I said, this happens. Literally, I've been doing this for like 8 years now on YouTube, and every single Mars retrograde, same thing happens. Cards of jealousy, cards of, people watching you and all this other stuff. But it's like if you don't pay attention to it, then it's not going to exist. So I would just ignore it, plain and simple. There's nothing, there's no point in like paying attention to it. You have the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely could be a water sign coming in for you for those of you that want love. I really feel that you're focusing on your craft with the Eight of Pentacles and focusing on kind of making it better in any way possible. And that's exactly what I would be doing if I were you, It's like I have a personal rule. Like I talk about the experiments I run on this channel all the time because, it's like one thing that's changed my life completely is just constantly running new experiments, new ideas, right? And it's helped me grow the fastest. But I also have other rules. I pretty much learn like one new thing about YouTube every single day and other things that I'm doing. So I'm constantly trying to learn new things. And to me, that's like the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is true mastery. But it's like you never really truly become a master, right? Unless you keep learning. So I would encourage you to keep learning about whatever it is that you're doing in life. You have the High Priestess. I really feel it's a very intuitive time, like I said. So I feel like what is coming towards you is intuitive messages. You're going to have to tune in to these messages, though. I also feel for a lot of you, again, I think that we all get intuitive messages differently. But for a lot of you, I feel like, again, that these messages you're going to be receiving are kind of like, moments of sudden insight or moments of inspiration where, again, you could be like standing in line at the store. You see maybe one of those magazines. Maybe there's something about your business in it, but maybe it just like stands out to you. So I would pay attention to things that kind of suddenly capture your attention. Maybe you're flipping through the channels on TV and something captures your attention. And, I feel this is like saying, watch it. There might be an answer for you. I feel like you need to pay attention to those moments. You also have the Page of Cups. I do feel there could be love coming in for you. Again, love doesn't just come in for you. You have to go and get it if you want it. So, you're not going to find someone just sitting on your couch. As I always say, you have to go get attention. You have to put yourself out there in some way. And all the people that always say, I don't want to put myself out there, okay, be alone. I don't care. With the Page of Cups, you have the Hermit. Could be a Virgo coming in for some of you. You showed up in Virgo's reading, now that I think of it. So, for some of you, if you have your eye on a Virgo, definitely could be a Virgo. Could also be just the fact that you're ready for love in the future. For some of you, I don't think you're getting this right now. I think that, again, some of you are probably more focused on work anyway. But again, I also feel like this is saying you've been through some stuff in past relationships, and now you finally gained the knowledge and wisdom to be ready for a new one. So just because you're ready doesn't mean you have to have one right now. And, again, I do feel like someone's coming in. With the High Priestess, you have the Two of Swords. Open your eyes. Needing to see these opportunities that come your way. Again, she's like, I don't like the Two of Swords right now. There's some tarot readers who read every single two as positive, and that is definitely a legitimate, tarot reading system to read every two as positive. But I don't really like the Two of Swords right now because I really feel like we need to be all in. I just did like 2 readings all about being all in on things. I think the universe doesn't want us to be like back and forth or kind of like between two things in any area of life. So I would just stay open. I would also open up to, again, maybe you're not seeing certain intuitive messages that could come your way, or maybe you're ignoring them. Again, and not a criticism. I just think sometimes we ignore them. I do it all the time, right? Where it's like I know something and I don't pay attention to it, and I always pay for it later. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands. You have the Page of Wands twice here. I feel like going on an adventure would be good for you. I kind of feel like for those of you that are trying to master a craft, I feel like looking at it like it's a game in a good way would be very beneficial for you. Like looking at it like, oh, I want to get the highest score, but you're just doing it fun, injecting fun into whatever you're working on in career, in business, or whatever, and not taking it too seriously, but, making it playful. But obviously we still have to take certain things seriously in life. I get that. But at the same time, I feel like making something, almost making something more fun. I don't know, it's popping into my head. Could be very beneficial. Could also be a fire sign coming in for some of you. Next, at the end here, what are we doing? Messages from your future self. You have this love card and this cracked card. Oh, I didn't even see this. This cracked cup, it says dissatisfaction with life. I don't think you're necessarily dissatisfied with life. I just feel, sometimes I think we get this kind of yearning to, again, be among giants, like I said at the beginning here, and you just feel this like calling that for more. And maybe that's why you're feeling, some of you could be feeling like you need more fulfillment, or you're feeling empty. Again, I do feel like a past person could be watching you and they could be sad over a spilt cup, but, so is what I would say. Here's that person and I feel like they're going to keep watching you, plain and simple. They're probably going to see you becoming a giant, right? You have the Page of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Swords here. Again, I would make sure, this person could be rushing in to your life, so I would make sure to put up boundaries if you don't want to hear from this person. Obviously, if you do, then that's a different story. But if you don't want to hear from someone, then maybe it's time to block them or, do whatever you have to do here. I do also feel like it's saying don't give up on something. Again, I get this feeling of you working towards like one specific thing. If you've been working towards a goal, wish, dream, or a business, I feel like this is saying don't give up. You also have the Knight of Swords. Too much logic with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. With that Two of Swords, I feel like it's saying maybe something you've been working on in work or business, maybe it's got great logical ideas, but maybe it needs a little bit more like magic or a little bit more creativity. injected into it. Maybe it needs a little bit more something else. And that's kind of what I feel here. Is it's like sometimes I think, we can try to make business too logical. Like, this should work because of the numbers, right? Because I did this, this, and this. But maybe that's the problem. Maybe you've put too much logic into something, but you haven't put in, like I said, creativity or humor, or maybe it needs more play. Again, it's going to be different for all of you. You're going to have to mess around with it. But I do feel this is saying don't give up on something. You have the Page of Swords, which is like being a detective. So maybe you need to kind of look at something, and you have that love card, so maybe something needs a little bit of an injection, like a little bit of love injected into it, right? Whatever the hell that means. So, that sounded inappropriate, but what I would say here is that maybe it needs a little bit more love, or, something that kind of makes it less perfect. Maybe something is too perfect, right? I tell stories all the time. It's like I've worked with businesses for years, and I can't tell you how many times, like, I remember one business I worked with, it's like they had huge mistakes on their page. It's like when they fixed it, their sales went down. When it was wrong, they were getting sales like crazy. But when they fixed their sales page, it's like their sales went down, which was crazy. But it's like you never know, right? You never freaking know. So maybe something is too perfect. Maybe it looks too shiny, right? I kind of feel that for some of you. With the Page of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I would be careful of repeating a cycle for sure with this person. Some of you, again, not going to be true for all of you, of course, but I feel like some of you are in between. It's like you're in between a person. It's like you have the past person, you don't have a new person yet, but I feel like you're in between the two energies here of the potential of a new person. And, I'd say, do you really want to repeat a cycle here? I don't think so. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, someone can't let you go, but it doesn't matter because, again, I don't like doing readings like this because it's like it doesn't matter. It's like too bad that they can't let you go. I don't know. Maybe I'm a hard ass, but what I would say here is like I feel you want to move on. So, I would move on here. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands. Again, like I said, could be like more creativity that needs, I was kind of feeling that on the Knight of Swords. I said that maybe something needs more creativity or more playfulness. The Ace of Wands is also out with the old, this castle is crumbling, and it's in with the new. So I feel like there could be a very passionate new beginning coming in for you in your life. But it needs, I feel like something is almost, maybe you're trying to make it too perfect. Having said that, I love this reading. I feel like, again, that you are going to be like among giants. So for those, I feel like you need to shoot for the stars, shoot for the next galaxy, really. Go big or go home here, Capricorn. But I'm going to pull, these are going to be your 5 main themes for this week. You have this February card. Yes, this card says February on it. Every single time I do this, someone's like, it's October. I'm like, yes, this card says February on it. You have the bowl as well. I always clarify the monthly cards, and it says plenty of material things. So I don't think you're necessarily going to be waiting until February, but I do feel by the time we get to February that you're going to have a lot more abundance than you do right now. I do feel like you're in a building stage of getting there, though. That fits in very well with the astrology, because as far as I'm concerned, the rest of this year is kind of bleh until like March, really. I mean, I know that said February, so you might be getting lucky, Capricorn. You might be kind of receiving some rewards along the way sooner than everybody else, which is nice. You have this crown card. It says honor and respect will come to you. And literally, I mean, I said among giants, you could be gaining a crown, right? You could be being lifted up here in a big way or gaining some recognition. That's kind of like what I feel on that crown card. You have this lion. It says time to act. I definitely feel it's time for action. The other thing that I would say here that I feel here is, again, I feel like you're going to be seeing rewards. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel there's success and everything like that, but it's like you're in a building period. So you might not get, like, maybe you have these big dreams over the next, until March, to make millions of dollars. And I'm not saying it's not coming. I feel like it is coming, but you have to build up to it, right? And I kind of feel like this is encouraging you to keep going and to build it up and to realize that, really in the grand scheme of things, we'll be in March before you know it. It will be in February before you know it, and your rewards will be here. So, like, spend this time building. I always tell people, it's like sometimes I think if you're working on something and you're seeing other people successful that are like doing the same thing you're doing and you're not finding success as quickly, I feel like what you need to realize is that you're building up a debt with the universe. Again, there's something about karma here. And so it's like the universe is not going to forget you. The universe knows that it like owes you. And I kind of feel that where some of you could be building up a debt. But again, the more work you do now, the bigger your reward is going to be in the future. You have this elephant. It says a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Yeah, you have the hermit. And so, this to me is kind of reminding me of hermit energy. And You know, I feel like you've been on a long journey, but I feel like you're going to be so grateful for everything that you have been through. So definitely like that. You have this pale card, says time to get out of a situation. Number one, I feel like if this is that person, you are going to be very, very freaking happy in the future that you got away from this person. For some of you, I feel like you were dealing with a hot mess, plain and simple. And again, I feel like you're going to be grateful in the future. I also feel like when you end up in a relationship in the future, you're going to look at other relationships and be like, thank God. You're like going to be so happy that you got away from this situation. So there you go. I like this. I feel like you need to realize that you are uncommon is like what's popping into my head here. And so it's like this past relationship and maybe all your past relationships would have been very common, right? And you're uncommon. So you're meant for something uncommon. You're not meant for something that is just like regular, you know? And I definitely get that feeling here for you. Pretty intense reading. I like this. So thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.